Okay, hi, my name's Kaylee and I'm doing my algebra PBA. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with a couple of tips on how to succeed or be a successful student in Algebra 2. So a lot of them are just kind of basic. So the first one, I recommend doing all of the practices and the reviews. I think it helps a lot just doing the practices. I mean, hence the name practice. And practice is perfect, and I think that I thought that it helped a lot whenever I did the practices. And if I didn't and I was slacking on it, then I would do worse on the quizzes and everything. And so I just find it a lot easier. And of course, the reviews will always help you for the test, and I always recommend doing those. So definitely do it. Second, I recommend studying your notes, and not only just studying your notes, but doing it continuously. And I know this kind of seems kind of time consuming, but I promise that will save you a ton of time in the end, because if you're studying them every single night, then it'll just make it so much easier, and you won't have to cram all of that stuff, like all of the knowledge that you need to know the night before, and it makes it a ton, so much easier. Okay, so for the third thing, I recommend to turn things in on time. And I think this is a principle that we just need to use in everything, like any class. And if you turn things in on time, then you don't have to worry about it. It's out of the way. You don't have to think about it. I find that whenever I turn things in late or haven't turned them in, then I tend to forget about them and push them off to the side because they're already late, so I might as well just 2 days late. And I forget about them, and it ends up being 0, which is never good because that brings down your grade. So, yeah, just turn things in on time. Makes life easier. 4, I decided to do projects early. This will help you so much. In Algebra 2, most of the projects are relatively easy and it shouldn't be that hard, but they are kind of time consuming and you do need to take a lot of time on it. So I recommend doing them early when you don't have that much homework, because I promise by the time that you get to the end of the semester or quarter, it's going to be so much harder to get it done because it's really tough. I recommend not doing that. So just get it done early, get it out of the way so you have more time for your other classes later on. The last thing I recommend doing is to rewatch videos. So the second semester, you will get sent videos, kind of like we use a flipped classroom environment. And we go home, we watch the videos, and that's how we take our notes. But I find it a lot easier to use them as a review, kind of the night before a test. I would just rewatch the videos, and it would kind of just freshen up my memory of things earlier in the unit, because those are really easy to forget. And even things like later on, sometimes rewatching them makes me think about it more, and then it just makes it a ton easier. So I definitely recommend doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to start on what things I liked each quarter. Okay, so for quarter 1, I like matrices. Matrices, really simple concept. You're basically just putting stuff in the calculator. It's really simple. I find it really easy whenever you just have to put numbers in the calculator and it's there for you. So we can do an example. So say I am given the systems of equations. So just so you know, matrices, if you don't know already, are a way to solve systems of equations, and yeah, so if you're given a system of equations in a word problem or anything, I find this the easiest method rather than substitution or anything like that. So 6x plus y minus 2 equals negative 4. Then 7z equals 7. And negative 10x minus 11y minus 3z equals 33. Okay, so if I were to plug this into the calculator, I would go to second matrix, and I would plug this in. So I'll show you kind of how it works. So the coefficient matrix is going to be like this. Negative 6, 1, negative 1. So you're just plugging in the coefficients. It's pretty simple. 0, 0, 7, negative 10, negative 12, and negative 3. And then you're going to do the variable matrix, which is just going to be like x, y, z. And then your constant matrix, which are going to be your answers, so the things that are after the equal sign. So you do negative 4, 7, 33. Pretty simple, I think. And just for future reference, this is going to be A, and this is going to be B. So technically, you could say this is x, y, and z. So whatever is in the x, anything that's after the coefficient that is x, then it would go in this column. Y, this column, and z, this column. Pretty self-explanatory. Just plug it into the calculator, and then you get your answer. So you will go, after you plug it in, then you go to second quit, then you go to second matrix, and then enter on A, the A with the bracket, so it'll look like this, and then you hit the inverse key for x, second matrix again, enter on B, and then the screen should look like A, negative 1, B, and then you press enter, and there's your answer. So it's pretty simple. The thing that I did not like this quarter one was actually composite functions. Composite functions, it's kind of either you get it or you don't. I was always good to just did not get it. I don't understand it, and I didn't find the point in it. Yeah, so I struggled with it. Eventually you'll get it, and it's kind of simple, but it's really easy to make mistakes. So, for example, we can just do an example. So, if f of x is equal to 3x minus 4, and g of x is equal to x plus 2, let's just say that we're going to find f of g of x. So it's kind of like if you're going to do f of x, but you're adding an extra letter. So it makes it just a little bit more complex, but not really. Kind of simple. So you would do f of x plus 2 equals 3x plus 2 minus 4. And then you bring it down to 3x plus 6 minus 4. So you basically just distributed, and then you brought it down. And it's kind of just like solving just another equation. And then 3x plus 2. And that's it. So it's pretty simple. I don't like it. So, yeah, so I'm going to have to do 2 parts of this video. So I'm going to end this one and then start another part. So, see you in part 2. Bye.